Let me guess, you think your speech is lacking clarity. You're not fully confident in your own speech, and you probably don't speak with conviction day to day. Well, here are my top tips to engage your audience and become a master storyteller today. Stories can help you connect with your audience on a deep emotional level, and particularly if you use techniques like Rule of Three, you can start to really pique their interest. So the first thing we're going to look at is weaving anecdotes and personal stories into your speeches and presentations. Although there's lots of different ways to do this, one technique that you could use is the STAR method. Now, STAR stands for situation, task, action, and result. It's a clear structure that helps keep your narrative relevant to your audience, keeps them engaged, and also helps you drive home those points a little bit more efficiently. Now, you'll have heard me talk about body language time and time again, but it's so critical for your communication. One of the ways in which you can check whether your body language is at the right level is by recording yourself doing a speech or presentation. Afterwards, play it back, but with the audio off. I want you to watch what you're doing with your body, with your face. Does it match the content of your speech or presentation? Does it match the way that you wanted to come across to your audience? If it doesn't, it means there's a bit of a disconnect between the speech itself and the way you're using your body language. A little bit like with that exercise, it's absolutely critical that as a communicator, you are analysing and becoming aware of all of your different habits day to day. The best way you can do this is to record as many interactions as you possibly can, and also write down observations during the day. If you've had a call with someone on the phone and you realise that you use a filler word time and time again, write it down. Create a list of words that you want to start to eradicate from your vocabulary. You might get nervous when you're doing public speaking, and this is very, very common. Around 75% of people are fearful of public speaking, and some people would say that they're more terrified of public speaking than they are of death. One way that you can combat this feeling of anxiety is by using the power pose before you do a meeting or a presentation. Now, there are some people out there who'd recommend using this pose as part of your presentations and speeches, but I would recommend you don't. Keep this as a private tool to help you feel more confident in the moment, but don't use it in front of other people. And how do you do the power pose, I hear you ask? Well, I'd like you to take both feet and take them as far away from each other as you possibly can. Then take your hands and place them on your hips, a little bit like a superhero. Think about your head lifting up gently towards the ceiling, and you're going to stand there like that for And you're going to stand there like that for a whole 2 minutes. You'd be surprised how this makes you feel more confident going into meetings and presentations. Next, treat every interaction that you have during the day as a mini speech. We become so used to chatting away and talking to people that we sometimes forget the skills that we need to employ underneath to be a good communicator. So if you treat every interaction as a mini speech, suddenly you start to become a little bit more aware of those habits and start to quash them very quickly too. And lastly, immerse yourself in the public speaking world. Follow YouTube channels, TikTok accounts, Instagram profiles, listen to podcasts, listen to audiobooks. Try and immerse yourself in as much content as you possibly can. Watch and analyze other speakers speak. As an audience member, what do you think they do really well? What do you think they could have done better? We can always learn from each other, and it's a great way to start to build up your own skills. So I want you to go away and put these tips into practice. Remember, it's always quality over quantity. I'd far rather you practice for 5 to 10 minutes every single day of the week rather than doing 45 minutes on a Monday and doing nothing for the rest of the week. Remember that clarity, confidence, and conviction are the keys to great speech, and you can master the art of speaking with just a little nudge in the right direction. As always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to pop them in the comments and give us a follow if you want more tips like these.